guys, welcome to Victory IAS. Since many days we are discussing agriculture issues. In last sessions we have finished on fertilizer and MSP. Now we will start with a new topic, that is land issues. Okay, land management. So when farmers are raising crops, they need to follow particular rules are policies framed by government, given by government with respect to land. So these rules and policies of government came from land management policy. But why to follow? Why to follow rules while they are giving food to the people? Okay, making farming only. Because of land scarcity. There is less land available and population of India is very high. Due to huge population, less land, there will be scarcity, there will be competition between agriculture farmers and builders. Okay, some people want to commercialize land. They want to convert agri land into projects. So in that case, what happened between farmers and builders? Always there will be a fight. So to manage this fight, what the government do? The government will release one land management policy to efficiently manage the land. What is the need for land management? Due to scarcity of land, due to fights between farmers and builders, and at the same time land degradation. Huge land degradation happening in India due to environmental problems like climate change. So how this land degradation happen? Let us see here now. An urgent need exists for comprehensive land management policy considering land critical role in ecological, economic, social, cultural aspects. In India, with small geographical area but large population, faces numerous land management issues, including degradation of around 30% of total land. Till now, due to climate change, around 30% of total land in India has been degraded. Okay, what is soil degradation? Land degradation, desertification mean by here. Okay, soil degradation refers to loss of upper layer. There will be layers in soil, so the upper layer fades out and it loses the genetic material, humus in it. Okay, so that the land will become infertile, non-fertile for plants. Crops can't grow there. Okay, that problem is called as soil degradation. Soil degradation refers to decline in soil quality and fertility due to various factors such as erosion, chemical pollution, loss of organic matter. So why this loss of top layer of soil happens? Due to erosion. Erosion is a geographical phenomenon, and chemical pollution. So whatever the pollution is caused to the environment by humans, like cutting the trees and wastes, plastics, okay, like these things, and loss of organic matter. So whatever the humus is there in soil, it will be lost. Then the soil become infertile, no more fertile for plants to grow, crops to grow. Okay, it is primarily affects the health and productivity of soil. So this soil degradation affects the health and productivity of soil. Here land degradation is a broader term. How means soil degradation refers to loss of soil fertility, means loss of topmost layer of soil and its humus, so that soil will be degraded and its fertility will be gone. But land degradation refers to a group of area degradation, means that encompasses not only soil degradation but also degradation of other land resources like vegetation, water resources, biodiversity. Means in that area, in particular area, there will be no vegetation, no plants, no water, or biodiversity means no animals, fauna, flora or fauna. Okay, so this is nothing but desertification. An area will be desert without any plants, without any water available and without any animals. That can be treated as land degradation. It is a broader term compared to soil degradation. It includes processes such as soil erosion, deforestation, salinization, loss of biodiversity. So it do not occur in haste. It occurs in a period of time over years where first what will happen? Water will be lost. Soil quality will get down. Soil fertility gets down. Automatically plants or animal can't sustain there. So this happens over a period of time. Huge loss of land degradation leads to desertification. Means in an area there is no water, there is no soil fertility, there is no animals present, there is no plants present, then it can be treated as a desert. So desertification specially refers to processes by which fertile land becomes increasingly arid, barren, okay, totally after some years the land will become barren, ultimately transforming into desert-like conditions. It is a type of land degradation in dry regions like arid, semi-arid, dry, subhumid areas where biological productivity declines. Okay, so it is a type of land degradation where the biological productivity go on decline. Okay, so it is also happens in dry regions where there is no rainfall. In less rainfall areas this will happen. Okay, so it doesn't mean necessarily involve expansion of existing deserts, but rather deterioration of land quality, productivity within these dryland regions. So and also it not only means desert is going to expand, but existing place also will become a desert, barren land after some years. So what is the status of land degradation? How much land degradation happened in India till now? Means the desertification of land degradation atlas of India published by ISRO Space Application Center estimates. So there is a report that represent the land degradation of India. That is nothing but desertification and land degradation atlas of India. It is published by ISRO. Okay, according to the report, how much land is degraded? Over 97 million hectares of land by the year of 2018-19. Till now, over 97 million hectares of land has been degraded in India by the year of 2018-19. In this map also you can see the green region represents vegetal degradation 31% and water erosion. Due to water also some areas has been eroded in grey color, that is 33.56%. Wind erosion, okay, in brown color areas, okay, their wind erosion, it is 18%. Salinization, due to salinization of water become toxic, so that due to toxic water also the topmost layer of soil is going to damage. Okay, that occurred 5%. Water logging, due to water logging happened 1%. Mass movement 5%. Frost heaving 0.14%. Frost shattering 10.21%. Man-made. So man-made is around 0.01%. Man-made means it is nothing but pollution, cutting trees, forests for development, vanishing forests, like these reasons. So this is the Atlas of India, Desertification Atlas of India report published by ISRO. What are the causes of this land degradation? The land degradation can happen naturally by the environment and anthropogenic means man-made reasons. Anthropogenic, okay, man-made reasons. What are the natural reasons? Heavy rainfall like floods. Floods happen, automatically what happen? The soil will misplaced. The top layer fertility will go off. Okay, runoff, called as runoff. Landslides. Landslides also, they will take topmost layer to distant places. Like that they erode the land. Okay, drought. From many days there is no rainfall. Due to no rainfall also, the soil become infertile. Forest fires. These occur at many places. Forest fires you can see in Amazon also. So these are the main reasons. If we take man-made reasons, what are the man-made reasons? Mining. Lot of mining is happening in entire India, And deforestation means cutting trees and forests for development. Slash and burn practices means stubble burning, that is happening in Punjab nowadays. Okay, after the crop over, farming is over, they will burn the stubble to ready the field for next crop. Okay, overgrazing means cows or goats will be overgrazed in some regions so that the top layers soil will degrade. And modern agriculture means lot of use of over fertilizers, tractors, machines. What they do, they simply erode the top layer of soil. They will have some hands, okay, with that hand they take lot of soil at a time. By taking soil at a time, they spoil the land. Okay, development activities and projects. Okay, many projects will be there that spoil the land. Okay, decline in productivity of land leads to desertification. So for many days land is declined. For many years the land is slightly declining, then it leads to desertification. Okay, so what are the consequences of land degradation? Means food and water security of a region will be affected. If land is going to degrade, there is less water available. No plants or animals or humans can thrive at that area. Okay. For instance, land degradation and climate change are estimated to lead reduction of global crop yields by about 10%. Even if crop yields are less, then humans can't survive in such areas because they have to import everything from other countries. Okay. By 2050. There is a chance that by around 10% crop productivity has been decreased by 2050. Okay. Most of this will occur in India, China, Sub-Saharan Africa. This land degradation mostly happening in China, India and Sub-Saharan Africa. Okay. Impact on lives. According to UNCCD, degradation impacts lives of estimated 1.3 billion people who are directly exposed to land degradation. So, on average, 1.3 billion people are affected due to this land degradation because of there is no water, biodiversity available for them to thrive. Okay. Economic impact means the government will get low yields, low crop yields. So what happen automatically? It is a loss only to government and farmers. And also for climate change also they have to make so much efforts. Okay. This is also a loss to the government, economic loss. So the economic impact of land degradation is significant, with countries spending billions of dollars annually to combat desertification, land degradation and drought. Many countries are spending in $1 billion to get rid of land degradation. Okay, drought stricken population. So there is no less yield. Okay, there is drought, scarcity of water and low yield food problem. Then what happened? Automatically people will be affected. People of a region will be affected. A significant proportion of world's population live on land affected by drought. Out of 1.84 billion people, 4.7 are exposed to severe or extreme drought. Whatever the 1.8 billion people are suffering due to land degradation every year, in this 5% are severely affected. Okay, biodiversity loss of a plants and animals in a region, that is also one loss. Okay, land degradation leads to loss of biodiversity affecting ecosystem species survival, so that the ecosystem will be spoiled. Okay, what is land management policy? So to get rid of these all problems, the government came up with a land management policy, how to manage the land so that people won't suffer, scarcity won't happen, and between farmers and builders there will be no fights. Okay, so it refers to set of guidelines, regulations, practices established between government and other relevant authorities to govern use, development, conserve, protection of land resources within a particular region or jurisdiction. So this is nothing but sustainable use of land. Okay, development, conservation, protection, and at the same time conservation, and protection. Okay. What are the challenges in land management in India? However, the government has introduced a set of rules and policies under land management policy to efficiently or sustainable use of land. But however, there are some problems to implement this land management policy. What are the problems and challenges? Acute disparity between land area and population. Okay, population is high, land is low. Okay, India's small geographical area 2.4% of world, large population 17%. Only India is having 2.4% of land but around 17% of world population. So sustaining this much population in this small area is very difficult. Okay, only about 55% of land is arable, 22% forest cover, leaving 30% degraded. So only 55% of our land is arable, means it can be cultivated. 22% is forest. Other land has been degraded. So that we can't convert this into a arable land. That is a problem now. So access to agricultural land is crucial for livelihoods. So to sustain this much population, crop productivity must be high. So if agriculture land is less, agriculture arable land is only 50%. Out of this 2.4% means in 1.2% land they have to produce food sufficient for 17% of population. That is a big problem. Okay, competition between agriculture and other land resource based sectors means competition between farmers and real estate developers. Always to what the real estate developer do, they try to convert agri land into commercial. So this will lead to fights between farmers and developers. Increasing land stress lead to competition among farmers and sectors, escalating land prices and conflicts. Okay, the third one is adverse effects of climate change. Okay, climate change leads to land degradation a lot. Okay, land degradation not only affects livelihood but also weaken natural ecosystem resilient against disasters like floods, drought, pollution exacerbated by climate change. So climate change leads to pollution, man-made pollution, and droughts, floods. These all lead to land degradation. Okay. So sectoral approach to government means there are different departments working under central government and state government for land management, but there is no coordination between them. That is a big problem that lead to inefficiency in the system, administrative system. This lead to problems in implementation of land management policy. Okay, so land management practices in India are fragmented among departments and states with private land ownership, complicating synchronized approaches. So even some private people are involved in land management, that become a big problem. Okay, inadequate land management practices. So land management practices are inadequate. Means even though the government feel adequate, they are not adequate for the people, because there is administrative complexity, knowledge gap, short-term planning bias, fragmented approaches, lack of regularity barriers hinder effective land management in the country. Okay, so lack of preparedness for unforeseen events. Okay, means this is nothing but knowledge gaps, awareness gap happening. Okay, so what are the suggestions for effective land management? Okay, effective land restoration involve different activities. What to avoid here means eliminate practices degrading the environment from land conversion to socio-economic inequalities. Means like stubble burning, okay, like that pollution, making pollution, like that practices must be avoided. Reduce, adapt to sustainable land and water management practices to mitigate degradation. Means one should not waste the water because it is available today. Tomorrow water scarcity happen, then everyone must suffer. That's why efficient use of water is must. Okay, reverse, revitalize soil watershed ecosystem to restore degraded land, meeting human needs and improve ecology. So we need to restore the degraded land by plantations. Okay, we have to plant some trees at one degraded place, so automatically it will restore after some years. So, achieving land degradation neutrality means maintaining, improving land resources to sustain ecosystem function, services and food security. We have to improve a ecosystem so that the plants and animals can easily thrive there. Okay. Integrated land use planning. Identify optimal land use combinations to meet stakeholder needs sustainability, including identifying global restoration hotspots for maximum benefits. They have to identify where they have to restore first. They have to identify the hotspots where there is urgent need of restoration. Okay. Regenerative agriculture practices. Better means organic agriculture practices without using much machinery or fertilizers is needed to improve the land. Reduce emissions, sequester carbon, support livelihoods. Establish multi-stakeholder platforms. Create district-level platforms involving farmers, policymakers, civil society, businessmen to integrate sectors and address challenges collectively. So, establish multi-stakeholder platforms so that the knowledge gap, awareness gap, or administrative admin problems will be solved. Bottlenecks will be solved. Okay. Adapt a climate smart landscape approach. So climate wise they have to plan the things. If a builder constructed a big apartment like 30 floors in floods area, then they have to suffer a lot. Where landslides, floods happening in that areas, they must not build high rise buildings. Just they have to make independent houses so that people can escape easily when needed. Okay. So climate smart things the people must support. Utilize landscape assessment to allocate land efficiently, contributing to climate goals, agriculture productivity, livelihood, biodiversity conservation. Okay, and where there is less rainfall, they have to plan pulses. They must not plan rice etc. so that it needs lot of fertilizers. Means it leads to lot of land degradation again. Okay, promote integrated landscape management. Emphasize the system approach to land management, drawing experiences, institutional support, aligning with international conventions for societal well-being. Means they have to align with international practices. They must plan according to international conventions so that the land is not degraded over time. Ensure inclusive engagement. Engage parliamentarians to address emerging challenges and involve all stakeholders horizontally, vertically for sustainable land management policies. Okay, they have to make a sustainable land management policies that everyone can implement and adapt to it easily. Okay, conduct country level land management assessment. They have to time they have to survey the land so that they will clearly understand how much land is there, how to allocate between people so that there will be no fights between people. Okay, undertake comprehensive assessment of land management practices at national level, guided by international recommendations, prioritize co-benefits, ecosystem services, conservation. Okay, follow FAO recommendations. Even they have to follow FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, international organization. That guidelines the government has to follow so that efficient management, land management practices will be suggested. Urgently address land degradation as highlighted by FAO. Recognize critical role of land, soil, water in ensuring long-term public welfare and sustainability. So that there will be long-term public welfare and sustainability. So what are the initiatives took by government to ensure this all? So what are the initiatives till now the government took to stop land degradation? Means the first one, UNCCD data dashboard. Means they highlight rapid global land degradation. Means they highlight the areas where there is rapid land degradation happening and they will take initiatives or steps to stop this degradation. Okay, and bone challenge. This is nothing but restoring 350 million hectares by 2030. They want to restore 350 million hectares of land degraded by the year of 2030. So, Great Green Wall means combating land degradation in Saharan Africa. Okay, they are constructing a green wall so that Great Green Wall initiative is nothing but combating land degradation in sub-Saharan Africa area. Okay, G20 Global Initiative on reducing land degradation and enhancing conservation of terrestrial habitats. Launched in 2020, it aims to prevent, halt, reserve land degradation and reduce degraded land by 50% by 2040. They want to reduce land degradation by 50% by 2040. Okay, UN Decade on Ecosystem Restoration. The decade is being championed by UNEP and FAO. So they are decided a decade also for land degradation restoration, that is 2021 to 2030, that is being done by UNEP and FAO. Okay, so what is India's commitment in all these global initiatives? Means signatory to UNCCD aiming to restore 26 million hectares by 2030. So India wants to restore 26 million hectares of land by 2030, pursuing land degradation neutrality under SDG 15.3. They declared land management and land restoration as an effort under Sustainable Development Goals 15.3. So what are the key reports here? What are the reports made here? Means COP14 focused on achieving land degradation neutrality. COP14 initiative want to achieve land degradation neutrality. So IPCC report suggested country levels stock taking of land management. Okay, this report suggests country level land management. Okay, FAO report urged action to be address land degradation crisis. Okay, FAO report urged that there is urgent need to stop the land degradation. Other initiatives, IWMP Desert Development Program, NAP, GIM, National Action Program to combat desertification, desertification and land degradation at large, soil health card scheme. All these initiatives are being done by India to restore the soil. Okay, so land degradation is complex issue with multiple causes and far-reaching consequences. Addressing this issue requires a comprehensive approach that includes sustainable land management practices, conserving efforts, policies. Okay, at the same time mitigating climate change. Okay, they have to make policies, guidelines, and at the same time they have to make climate change mitigation and sustainable use of land. All these practices will reduce the land degradation by some time. Okay.